Everybody, my name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden. And I'm Jaden.
And we are the Yahoo and the Torah YouTube channel.
We are glad you are here today.
We know that your time is important, and we have been going through the law, statutes, and commands of our Creator, and it has been a lot of fun. We are having a blast doing it as a family, discussing the stuff, trying to figure this stuff out. And we will be the first to let you know that we do not 100% understand everything. And so before we go too far into this, I want to go into a comment we had by one of our subs here. Smells like salsa, and I really appreciate him or her. I'm not sure if it's him or her. But we were discussing yesterday, seed disbursement. We were trying to figure this out. And a couple of people weighed in. I'm going to go through both of them real quick. And so this smells like salsa, and this came from, I don't remember which command. Which command is it there, Eli, that we were doing?
It is...
There's a couple of them, Leviticus and Deuteronomy, and
yeah, I believe in Numbers as well.
It's talking about
don't mixing your seeds.
Don't mix your seed.
Not to plant diverse seeds. Yeah, Leviticus 19:19, 234.
Yeah. So we'll read it. Each after its kind, when planting plants, the same deal with breeding animals. If a man has a grape vineyard, the whole vineyard should consist of grapes and nothing else. If different kinds bloom together and it interferes with the breeding of plants, and that's seen as defiling the crops, like the wheat and the tares parable. So that was very interesting. I don't know if that's true or if it is not true, but it's maybe more pieces of this. One of my questions I would have is, if you have watermelon on one side and cantaloupe on the other one, I don't think you're defiling it. And this is from another gal, Ancient Path Remnant. And she says, good study, thank you. I think you are right about the scattering of seed, that it should be done orderly and that plants should be planted with their kinds and together because they are meant to help pollinate each other and grow more fruitful. I just thought of this, but I guess it can be similar to when Yah's people learn together. They can help one another grow and be more fruitful. I also like to think as a reference to GMOs. The Abba knew would be coming through the chemistry. They have altered the seed into a mixed seed, just like not mixing the two different animals to make an offspring. We shouldn't be using mixed seed that has been altered and now can cause health problems due to their tampering with the chemistry of Abba's perfect creation. And also, in a spiritual sense, we are not to mix a seed of pure word with a mixed seed of tares or pagan ways, which is absolutely correct. We're not supposed to be having Christmas and Easter and all these other crazy things. New Year's because it's not our Creator's New Year's. The linen and wool, this is interesting. The linen and wool, from what I've read, have opposing frequencies, so their energies run in opposite directions. So when worn together, they collapse the healing frequencies that the two fabrics have alone and go to zero, which can cause health problems. They say cancer has a frequency of about 15, and linen mixed with wool goes down to 0. Not a healthy combination on the body. Don't know how accurate the numbers are, but I know linen does have a healing frequency from personal experience. It is suggested to be around 5,000 as far as the studies I've read. I have been planning to do a video on linen for a while, so that is one on the list for me. Shalom, shalom. And that was from Ancient Path Remnant. And thank you guys so much for writing in and discussing this stuff with us, and that's the good thing about having a hive mind and being able to talk amongst the people out there and discuss this stuff. And it's a lot of fun discussing it with the boys here because we've never gone through this list before. Folks, we are on 250, right?
Yep.
All right.
251.
Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Good.
How's your day?
Good.
Good. All right. You're not out killing anyone?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, for those that don't know, we are learning to drive. We are doing driving classes. So if we're not like Simon and Levi going slaughtering people, it's more like don't hit people on the road.
Yeah, so here's how it happens in a third world country, I guess, since we went down this path. I was born in Babylon, and I'm a Babylonian by birth, which is North America.
Not Babylonian by choice.
Not now that you know. But we were told in Jeremiah 15:51 not to be a Babylonian, so we split out of that pad. And so we are, growing up in being the Babylonian. Where was I going?
Driving class. So
driving class.
How it works in America.
How it works in America, for everybody that's been there, I grew up driving 14, 15. We had driver's permit. At 16, you go to the DMV, you get your little paperwork. You would be able to drive, but not at night. And then you had a driver's training, which we had in our school, which lasted for months. And then you had to test with them, and then you had to test with a really tricky test. These are things, boys, that you do not know. You'll never get to experience. But in the states, every state has the most tricky driver's thing. They make it that if you do not read the book, you flunk, right? And I was one of those guys that like literally guessed my way through school because I did not pay attention, and it did not work, and I flunked like several times getting my actual driving thing. I flunked because I didn't read the book. I was too lazy to read the book. That's why I keep telling you guys, don't be lazy. So anyway, third world country, right? You sign up for this little car thing that our grandparents actually funded this and said, hey, go get a driver's license. So we sent them in this little school. And the very first day, they plopped these guys into a car and drive down the road. No experience whatsoever.
They just pull us in a car and tell us to drive. It gets a little nerve-wracking. There's real people, real cars.
People are angry. People don't like these little driving cars. They chase the cars.
I was told because we had a bit of an incident where I was getting chased down the road by an elderly man. I don't know why. Some guy passed me. He honked. And it upset the man. He threw his phone to the ground and then started chasing me. And I asked the teacher, I said, what's the problem with this guy? What do we do? He goes, they hate drivers that learn in this country. They will try and run you off the road. They'll try and mess with you. They'll try and make you as nervous as possible. He goes, I imagine in the States you stay like 50 feet away, because I've seen cars that stay 50 feet away when it's a driver's thing. Here we don't have that. Here they try and literally do everything they can to annihilate you.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
So those who are from, I guess, domesticated countries, down here, if you step out in the road, crossing the road, you may get hit.
Yeah, you may die. No second chances.
Nothing will happen. You won't sue anybody. Pedestrians are not first here. An ambulance comes down the road, it doesn't matter. You don't have to get over. You don't have to do anything. You can you can go slow.
The ambulance will honk, and people will look back and not care.
And these ambulances, they only go 80 kilometers. They go like 50 miles an hour.
They pretty much follow the speed limit. They don't go faster.
They don't. I've passed ambulances with their lights on, and I'm not going real fast, and it's just they're going really slow. So whatever's going on, it's not of like
they ain't gonna make it there in time.
Yeah. So we're in one of those countries. It's kind of laid back, a little bit different. So here we are. Anyway, let's get back to the point at hand, and these are the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator. And let's go to number 251. Not to withhold charity from those in need, Deuteronomy 15:7.
When there is a poor man with you, one of your brothers, within any of the gates in your land, which Yahuwah your Elohim has given you, do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from your poor brother.
Yeah, so how many times have we passed one of those people with a cardboard sign that said, please help anything?
We usually stop if we have something with us we can give them.
I was asking people out there. That was more of a rhetorical. Yeah, they asked. As for us, I don't think we've ever passed anybody with a sign up. In fact, I used to stop traffic trying to get guys wadded up cash that, trying to get them money on the street corners. The lights were changing and
people getting real cranky.
Tossing cash out to them, doing whatever we can. But, that's the name of the game. That's what we're supposed to do. And, if you can help anybody, 50 cents, $1, food. In North America, $1, it's not a lot, but to people that have nothing, it's everything. And so hopefully these guys are, in need or are using it for the right purposes. So anyway, that's not us to judge. We're supposed to give anyway. 252, to set aside a tithe portion of the offerings for the priesthood. Deuteronomy 18:4.
The first fruits of your grain and your new wine, your oil, and the first fleece of your sheep you give to him. So this is talking about priests, talking about the Kohanim and the Levites.
Right. So this is commands on hold. We don't have a priesthood right now. Who's our priest?
At the moment, it'd be Yahushua.
Yeah. And so we're called to be priests. And what does that mean? I heard something interesting today. This guy was talking about the millennial reign and how for 1,000 years it's going to be people that know the Torah that are going to be reigning with Messiah, and he's going to be sending them out. And as far as being the judges and the people that are know what the Torah is, so all of this Torah stuff that we do day after day after day after day, and in the morning and night and everything like that, this is your resume for the kingdom to come. You guys might just be instantly promoted or something. I don't know, but it was interesting. Okay. 253. The Levite must be tithed on his tithe. Numbers 18:26.
Speak to the Levites and say to them, when you take from the children of Israel the tithes which I have given you, from them as your inheritance, then you shall present a contribution of it to Yahuwah, a tenth of the tithe. So the Levites must tithe what they receive from the tithe, I think is how that should be said.
Is it okay? So that is the priest should tithe from their tithe.
Yeah, should tithe from their receivings or something.
Right,
like that.
And what do they receive in from? A lot of it
they
is
receive,
to them.
Yeah, mostly animals, but there was times
they were well fed. I'm surprised they're not like 500 pounds. Dude, they were well. I mean, they were always.
Were they eating every sacrifice? Were they like eating a lamb? Oh, you want
Solomon's days?
You want to
I
like
mean,
here, Aaron?
thousands of bowls and
like they like
thousands
literally
of-
said, "Stop! We cannot do it anymore." There's just
They
so
probably had to
much.
get, I wonder if they had to get more like
They had to
priests.
get drainage for the blood. There was just too much.
Solomon built an entire giant
However,
sewage or something.
However, they figured the entire blood removing thing is the miracle because putting that many cows.
It's like a blood gotta have like a canal on the floor
you
or
would
something.
absolutely have to have some sort of canal. I mean, you're bleeding these things out like this.
That's a lot of blood.
And the bowls are huge.
They bleed a lot.
They absolutely do. Yeah. So anyway, back to this. 254. To not delay your agriculture offerings. Exodus 22:29.
All right, it says, it said, "Do not withhold your produce in your juice. Give me the firstborn of your sons."
Sons.
Yeah.
Jade. Well, what are we doing here?
Sacrificing Jade on the altar?
No.
Here we go.
It says, "Do not withhold your produce and your juice. Give me the firstborn of your sons."
I think it meant more like devote him to me.
I think the firstborn of everything is Yah's. That's what it says. The
Right.
firstborn of, like, I don't know what exactly how that would go down, but like literally everything of the firstborn, from sheep to goats to whatever, is yours. Okay, so here we go. 255. A stranger may not eat from a sacred donation. Leviticus 22:10. And that goes to the next one as well, which is Leviticus 22:10, which is a servant of a priest may not eat from a sacred donation.
There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing. A sojourner of the priest or a hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing.
See, these guys they could have put 3 commands out of this one, but they still split it. They could have actually made it into 1,
Yeah.
but they made it into 2, but they missed the third one because what did it say? It says a stranger.
There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing. A sojourner of the priest or a hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing.
Yeah, it's hired servant of a priest. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, what is that saying, boys?
Basically, a stranger, somebody outside of like the Levites, cannot eat of what is for the Levites.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, but what about David?
David,
Was
he
the
ate the
exception.
showbread.
I mean, he was, like Yeshua quoted, he said, well, he did it when he was hungry. He was like starving to death. There was nothing else for him to eat.
He was on the run, man. His dudes were.
Saul was trying to get him.
Yeah.
He's like,
who was?
Shaul.
Oh, Shaul. I thought
Yeah.
you said Solomon. I'm like, what?
No, Solomon's a kid, man.
Yeah, I know,
He's probably
I was
with
gonna
him.
say.
Let's go,
Yeah,
man.
no.
He probably wasn't even around for that.
David
No,
was
he
the
definitely
man.
was around. He definitely. I believe Solomon was around.
No, because David was king when he.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Absalom was around as well. Absalom was literally
Prior to this?
Oh, when Saul was around?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No, because that was
Saul-
after he was king. He
Yeah,
killed
he-
Uriah.
Oh, yeah, that was right. That was right before he became king.
All right. Sorry, guys. We're just rolling away here, so hope you're sticking with us. Hey, what are we at?
57, yeah.
An uncircumcised priest may not eat from a sacred donation, which is really strange. That's an oxymoron because there shouldn't be an uncircumcised anybody inside Yeshua.
Yeah.
Go ahead. 257, Exodus 12:48. Anyone?
And when a stranger sojourns with you and shall perform the Pesach to Yahuwah, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and perform it. And he shall be as a native of the land, but let no uncircumcised eat of it.
All right, it looks like the kids didn't do a good editing job because it doesn't say anything about a priest in there. So that's why it's an oxymoron, because it's not in there. So Eli will need to change that, and we will check on his work tomorrow. Everybody's sitting here pointing fingers at everybody because Jaden and Eli were supposed to go through this whole thing. Anyway, it is. What is it, guys? It's not an uncircumcised priest.
It's just an uncircumcised person cannot eat of it.
Yeah, that's it. 258. A priest in a state of impurity may not eat from a sacred donation. Leviticus 22:4.
What man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper, or has a running issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until he be clean. And whoso touches anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goes from him.
All right, I'm not going to discuss that.
My version is a little different, but all right.
What's yours version?
A mission of semen.
Mission of semen. Okay.
Mine's better.
I was going to avoid that, but
My version's better.
okay. So I mean, that's the law, right? So if you were a priest, you had something like that happen, and you don't continue on.
Move on.
Move on. Where we
My
at?
version's better.
I don't. Yeah, I think so. Let's.
Version's a little
stick
more
with you
real.
guys. 259. A priest's daughter married to a stranger may not eat from a sacred donation. To Leviticus 22:12.
If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering for of the holy things.
Okay. Yep. So
So
don't.
basically, because they were one, because when two flesh clean together, she becomes part of the stranger as well.
It says may not eat of the sacred donation.
Right.
Right? She becomes part of the stranger. They become one. She
is
becomes
part
a
of his
stranger
tribe,
into
whatever.
as the priesthood.
So she can't eat.
Right. She can't eat it. She becomes a stranger to the priesthood.
Am I just being dense?
I don't.
I'm not, it didn't sound
You
right.
guys are both saying the same things with different ways.
Okay, here we go. 260. Levites have no inheritance. Numbers 18:24.
All right, it says, but the tithes of the children of Israel, which they present as a contribution to Yahuwah, I have given to the Levites as an inheritance. That is why I have said to them, among the children of Israel, they have no inheritance.
Why do they not have an inheritance?
Because Yahuwah chose them out of people to be priests.
Basically, their inheritance was Yahuwah, and basically, they get everything. They get the tithing, they get the food. They're basically already taken care of. They're supposed to have places to stay when they go into other towns and like to work there. They are supposed to be fed when they are hungry. They are supposed to be tithed to.
Yeah, the people of Yah, the priests, were supposed to be taken care of. And
Well, the tithing was for the priests because they were
So
hungry.
it shouldn't
they
be
needed
like
food,
they're
housing.
looking for a place to live because they should already have it. People should basically let
yeah,
them
in
in.
all their cities, they're supposed to have like a spot for them, and they just don't. They don't have an inheritance. They didn't get a setup like the rest of them. All right, 261. To set aside the tithe, Deuteronomy 14:22.
It said, you shall tithe without fail all the yield of your grain that the field brings forth year by year.
Yeah, don't cheat Yah. I mean, if he blesses you with a good grain or any grain whatsoever, you're supposed to give your tithe to the priest. 262 has a question mark, and it says, read the next two.
It was super confusing. It said to like use the redemption money to like only buy like oil and wine, and that was way off.
So, what are we saying here?
All right, so let's read this.
Okay.
13:14. It says, Then you shall say before Yahuwah your Elohim, I have put away Kodesh portion from my house, and also have given to the Levite, and to the stranger, and to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all your command which you have commanded me. I have not transgressed your commands, nor have I forgotten. I have not eaten any of it when in mourning, nor have I removed any of it for any unclean use, nor given any of it for the dead. I have obeyed the voice of Yahuwah my Elohim. I have done according to all that you have commanded me.
So, 263 doesn't say anything about
Yeah,
that.
this is a super confusing part here.
Okay, not to eat from the tithe while unclean. That does not say that. It said,
It says that I have because it basically is somebody repeating something. He goes, I have not not eaten this.
It's like saying you should repeat like previous commands. Like you should say these things to Yahuwah that you have kept these.
right, okay. And so the next one, the mourner must not eat the second tithe on the first day of mourning.
Basically, say you didn't eat it in mourning.
Yeah, he goes, I do not eat while in mourning.
So this is all
But
jacked up.
it's not really a command here. It's just like you're repeating something.
Right, and so, all right, so what would be the command, or what are we
I guess
Basically,
reading?
do not eat the offering if you are unclean, and do not eat you have to eat the offering when you're not in
Does
mourning.
it say that? Don't eat the tithe when you're unclean?
It says to repeat this. Is what it says.
Yeah, it basically says, it shall be when you come to the land of Israel, giving you inheritance and possess it and dwell in it. And it says this is what you were supposed to repeat to them.
But it doesn't say don't eat the tithe. Well,
No, it doesn't say that. It's just what this person is saying. I did not do this.
All right,
So this
Eli.
isn't a command.
Eli, here's a command from Dad. I need you to fix 263 and 264 before tomorrow, and we might go over those again. Because that doesn't make any sense.
It makes
to me.
no sense.
You have to read it and add this guy.
I believe it's pretty much the whole chapter because this is basically a repeating thing, like a thing you go over. What's that called?
Reminder.
refresher.
Maybe no.
Rehearsing?
Rehearse. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on, and we're doing the best we can with what we got. 264. A mourner must not eat the second tithe on the first day of
That's
mourning.
the same one. That's real
Okay.
weird. We're on Deuteronomy 12.
Did we just
We're on
do
265.
Okay, so 265. Not to eat grains from the tithe inside your gates.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 12:17.
Yeah, before they said do not eat it inside of Jerusalem, but that was not it.
It says, you are not allowed to eat within your gates the tithe of your grain, or of your new wine, or of your oil, or of the firstlings of your herd or your flock, or any of your offerings which you vow, or any voluntary offerings, or the contribution of your hand.
Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. You have a 10% portion of your
you set
stuff,
apart for
and you
the
start
Levites.
nibbling on it, and
Yeah.
you're like, I'm
Well,
going
I
to make
set
some
this
milk.
apart for Levites, but
It
I'm getting a
said
little hungry.
But
originally.
it's down to 9% now.
Yeah, it said originally before we said this said to not eat it outside of Jerusalem. Like you want to eat it inside Jerusalem, but that was completely wrong.
That's got to be some Judaism.
Yeah, it was Judaism. Yeah,
Okay.
because Jerusalem, the Jews,
Yes. Okay. So basically, don't rip Yah off.
Yeah, that 10% is the 10%. You put it aside for them, it goes to them. It's not for you.
Same. Did it say tithe wine? Did it say wine products inside
Yeah,
your
it
gates?
said
Everything you're tithe. It says,
Okay.
yeah.
And then tithe the oil. Do not to consume tithe.
It's pretty much all one command.
So that's how dark the human heart is. Honestly, I mean, because if there's commandments like this,
So to take care of the people that literally don't have an inheritance, they don't have a way of getting food unless you tithe to them.
And you start eating their food.
dude, yeah, he's like right before he gave it, he scraped just enough for another week out of that, and he's like, yeah, I got one
That's
on
quite the
Levites.
human way of going about it.
Yeah, so we have dark hearts. We have to, dig deep, repent. The fourth year crops, 268, must be totally for holy purposes. Leviticus 19:24.
But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise Yahuwah withal.
I don't even know what that would mean.
I think it's something about 4th year of crops. You would be for Yahuwah or something like that. Maybe like give it to the priest. Maybe?
Yeah. So
Maybe
is there anything more? 23. What 23?
23 says, And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised.
Oh,
3
right.
years it shall be uncircumcised unto you, it shall not be eaten. But in the 4th year all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise Yahuwah withal. In the 5th
first fruits
year
probably.
shall ye eat the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am Yahuwah Elohim. So basically, when you plant trees, you can't eat until 5 years from
Yeah, in the fourth year, it's whatever holy is.
It all goes to Yahuwah.
I would think it's first fruits because that would be like what you would give to Yahuwah. I think.
So fourth year would be first fruits.
I
And then go
think
to priests?
so because the first 3 years you can't eat it, but then you give the Levites their first fruits.
That's probably true. We don't know though, so I
Yeah,
think we're
it's,
just
it's kind of a guess.
speculating. All right, where are we at? Number is
Deuteronomy 26.
13. Say these things before Yahuwah. I don't remember that. What is it? Deuteronomy 26:13.
It says, Then you shall say before Yahuwah your Elohim, I have put away my Kodesh portion from my house, and have given it to the Levite, and to the stranger, and to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all your command which you have commanded me. I have not transgressed your commands, nor have I forgotten.
So that is interesting. I guess those things you do say before Yahuwah.
Yep.
So once you give your
So
stuff
it's
out-
actually, if you go to verse number 12, it says, When you have completed tithing, all the tithe increase in the 3rd year, which is the year of tithing, and have given to the Levite, to the stranger, and to the fatherless, and to the widow, and they have been within your gates and have been satisfied, and it says, then you shall say this.
Uh-huh.
So it's like after you finish tithing,
And
what you
that's
say.
like the previous verses that we didn't quite understand.
Gotcha.
That's the same chapter.
This is a good thing we're like going through these things. Okay, 270. To bring the first fruits into the temple. Exodus 23:19.
1 second.
Here, I got it.
No pressure. Dun 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 dun. Dun.
I
Come
got
on. What do you got?
Bring the first fruits of your land into the house of Yahuwah, your Elohim. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't throw that in there.
it. That was previous way up.
That was
Okay,
way
yeah,
we
it's
don't
like
know.
three of them.
We
We
already
did three of
used
those.
that verse before.
271. The priest must not eat the first fruits inside the gates. Deuteronomy 12:17.
I'm pretty sure we just read that
Yeah, we
one.
just read that one.
Yeah, that was up there. Okay, so we're back here. These guys like run it. I don't think there's really 613 commands, but
I think
maybe
there's
if
like
you run like this.
105 at this point. You split them up so many times.
Yeah, and a lot of these are not for men. A lot of them are for women. A lot of them are for stuff.
I feel like we should have sections based on it, like multiple folders we can open, like for women only, for men only, for both, for priests.
It would be a good list. I just don't know where that list is. Maybe it's for us to make. Try to. Okay, so where are we at? Right here, gentlemen.
So we said, so we're on 272. Deuteronomy 26.
26:5 to read the Torah portion pertaining to their presentation.
All right, it says, and okay, so we gotta start above. And the Kohen shall take the basket from your hand and place it before. Oh.
Bummer.
You just nuked us, man.
They just
It
killed
didn't save it, did it?
It's still rolling. We're gonna roll
It's
with this.
dogs that broke.
Yeah, it's dogs.
Oh, Docs broke another recording?
It's not this piece of junk. Okay, hey. this
All right,
is-
well, I'll
this
just
is-
keep reading
Keep
then.
running it. I'm running. Thanks, Docs. Quality Babylon
Good old
system.
Google.
Yeah.
Thanks, Google.
Beast system. Get your game together, Beast system. Okay, 250. Keep rolling, Kate.
There's two.
All right.
Oh, your way. Okay, there's two. It was two. It was farther down.
It was like 272, I think.
Yeah.
To read the Torah portion pertaining. There we
There we
go.
go.
Maybe they're evil and they don't like it. It says, "Don't be."
Hey,
evil.
read that Torah portion, Google.
That's
and
right.
the Kohen shall take the basket from your hand and place it before the altar of Yahuwah Elohim. And you shall answer and say, Before Yahuwah Elohim, my father was a perishing Armenian, and he went down to Mitzrayim and sojourned there with a few men. And there he became a nation great, mighty, and numerous. And then it goes, But the Mitzrites did evil to us, and afflicted us, and imposed hard labor on us. Then we cried out to Yahuwah our Elohim of our fathers, and Yahuwah heard our voice, and saw our affliction and our toil, in our oppression. Yahuwah brought us out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand and great and outstretched arm, with great reverence and with signs and wonders. And he brought us to this place and has given us a land flowing with milk and honey. And now, see, I have brought the first fruits of the land which you, O Yahuwah, have given me. Then you shall place it before Yahuwah your Elohim, and bow down before Yahuwah your Elohim.
So you're reading you just read the Torah portion that they're supposed to do during the presentation, right? Mm-hmm. Okay,
basically, so everybody said, you took care of us, and we have returned what you have asked from us.
So it's basically like a, I don't know, not like the Boy Scout motto, but like a little thing they were like, on my honor, I will do my best, do my duty to God and country, and to obey the Scout law. Something like that. But essentially, you're repeating this over. And why would they be repeating this over?
So they don't forget it.
So they don't forget it. And so also the youngsters, if they were in on this and they were hearing this, then they would know that what's going on, why are they doing this? And so it's all about teaching the youngsters, things of that nature, and not forgetting. 273, when baking, set aside some dough for the priesthood. Numbers 15:20.
Ye shall offer up a cake of the first of your dough for a heave offering. As ye do the heave offering of the threshing floor, so shall ye heave it.
All right, so the priests are taken care of. They
got bread, they got lambs, they got wine, they got money. They're good, man.
All they got to do is just cut throats all day long.
That's got to be like a crazy job. That's got to be like some sort of like thing out of a nightmare, man, where you're just sitting there killing things all day. That's got to be crazy.
They actually have a way that they calm the lambs down, that they're able to, like, it's professional kill.
Oh, they actually sedating the lamb?
Like, it's like they have it down to where the lamb is like at peace, and it's just like, yeah, it's just something like that. So now let's roll over here. Where are we at, gentlemen? Kate, 274. To give the shoulder, 2 cheeks, and the stomach of a sacrificed animal to the priesthood.
Deuteronomy 18:3.
Why do they want the stomach?
Well, we'll find out. And this is the Kohen's right from the people. From those who bring an offering, whether it is a bull or sheep, they shall give to the Kohen the shoulder and 2 cheeks and the stomach.
It doesn't say why, but I guess that's
the Kohen's right. That's what the Kohen's going to eat, right?
No, the stomach?
It says it's a right. The Kohen's right from the people.
Dude,
I don't think they must burn that.
Yeah, I don't know what's really going on.
The stomach. I mean, maybe it's closer more like the rib meat, maybe.
I mean, then it goes down to verse 4. It goes from after you give the stomach. It goes the first fruits of your grain and your new wine and your oil and the first of the fleece of your sheep you are to give to him.
So
I don't think stomach is the stomach we're thinking of. So guys, we're cow people, right?
In my translation, it says the maw.
The maw.
MAW.
Like mother, like how you say like maw.
I don't know. I don't think it's the stomach, guys, because when you slaughter a cow
and you open their stomach, it's literally full of
and you don't cut. Yeah, you don't cut that. It's full of it's cold with grass.
Grass, but it's like all formed into poop. It's like formed like halfway into poop. It like smells real bad.
We've totally lost half the people on this.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. It's just I've cut up a few cows in my lifetime, and it's
a rough life.
You guys want a video on that? You guys want to?
No, probably not.
Let's go watch some YouTube tutorials.
Yeah. Okay, so we give them the stomach. I don't know what that is. I would hope that it's the ribs, possibly, or something they can eat.
Like the stomach? What? Like maybe
nobody's
the liver?
Gonna eat the stomach.
Would it be the liver?
No, it's not the
liver
stomach.
And the kidneys?
It's not the stomach.
Maybe I don't know.
Dude, what are they count?
They must just burn it. They must just burn it or something.
I mean, we're supposed to give it to them.
Burn the stomach? That's not
maybe there's something
got
lost in translation. Something is lost in translation.
That is sweet savory sense.
Yeah, we absolutely, it isn't a savory sense. We absolutely do not know. 275. To give the first shearing of sheep to the priesthood. Deuteronomy 18:4.
Yeah, you read that one. The first fruits of your grain, and the new wine, and your oil, and the first of your fleece of your sheep, you are to give to him.
Yes, the first of the fleece of the sheep. Okay, that's the one. That's the one we didn't have. Okay, 276. A father must redeem the firstborn son and give the money to the priesthood. Numbers 18:15.
Everything that opens the womb in all flesh, which they bring unto Yahuwah, whether it be of men or beasts, shall be yours. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man shall you surely redeem, and the firstlings of unclean beasts shall you redeem.
And honestly, I have absolutely no idea. Anybody want to take a stab at this? How do you redeem your kid?
I don't know, because you couldn't give him a sacrifice. You shouldn't be sacrificing kids. But it's like you like maybe give him like this is your Yahuwah. You do what you want with him. It's your will to be done with him. You still have to raise a kid probably. But.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. So, but yeah, everything. The firstborn of everything is Yah's. I'm sorry, Jade. 277. To redeem each firstborn donkey with a lamb given to the priesthood. Exodus 13:13.
All right, so the next two are this.
And the next one, to break the neck of the firstborn donkey if the owner doesn't redeem it. I don't
So
know.
you gotta
Yeah,
kill
okay.
the donkey.
This is horrible law. But every firstborn of a donkey you are to ransom with a lamb. And if you do not ransom it, then you shall break its neck. Every firstborn of man among your sons you are to ransom.
So if you want to keep the donkey,
You gotta get a sheep. If you
gotta
don't get
give
a
him a
sheep,
lamb.
you gotta go snap the donkey's head. Come here.
Come here, Pedro.
Sorry.
Pedro, not Pedro.
Like why? Like maybe what if he couldn't afford? Like what if he didn't have a lamb? All he had was a donkey.
Well, they have other things for that, for the poor. I mean, like the
The
And then
one-
like
one
turtle
did
doves
doves,
and pigeons.
things of that nature. So I don't know. Another one we do not know,
We
folks.
can't eat pigeons, right?
I don't think so.
No.
They're okay to sacrifice. Okay.
Doves are
They're
clean
to
though.
burn.
I think doves are clean.
What?
Yeah, after,
I've never
I'm
seen
pretty sure
someone
they're
get
burned
done.
after they kill guys.
279. To rest during the seventh day.
Okay, yeah, this one said like to rest during the seventh year, but this is way off. This is the wrong thing. 6
So you
days.
did correct it?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
6 days you work, but on the seventh day you rest. It is plowing time, and in your harvest you rest. It said to like a seventh year, no working on the seventh year, let your crops go. But it says
That's
seventh day.
Jubilees. That's in the wrong stuff.
Yeah, they're in the wrong
This guy,
stuff.
whoever graded this guy's work, he did not
Botched.
do
I'm
this.
also like translation he
He
was
like
reading.
plagiarized some dude's YouTube video or something. Like decided he's gonna write some stuff and really
It's-
failed.
Yeah, it didn't work out. 280. Not to work the land during the seventh year. That's probably what he's going on. Leviticus 25:4.
But in the 7th year shall be a Shabbat of rest unto the land, a Shabbat for Yahuwah. You shall neither sow your field nor prune your vineyard.
What does that mean?
So every 7 years you would give your land rest because it needed a Shabbat a year.
So how do you eat?
Yahuwah would bless your crops the year beforehand, so you had for enough for 2 years.
Why are you doing this? Why are you letting the weeds grow up on your land?
Because it needs rest, I guess. It needs to refix itself.
I would assume basically like after you plowed a few times, you're gonna need nutrients back in your soil. So when you give it a year of rest, all the nutrients are back, and you're gonna be able to grind all that stuff back into it and give it the nutrients it needs.
So you realize year one is going to be a
Yeah.
bugger. It's not going to be good.
Give me the worst of the years.
Yeah. All right. Is that it, guys?
That's everything.
Is that it?
280.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate your time. Gentlemen, do you have anything left?
Read your Bibles.
Read your Bibles. Read the Torah. Okay, guys. Much love. We are out.
Shalom.
And
Shalom.
shalom. I'm not going to make this either. It's over.